My name is Amer Shurrab. I'm from Gaza Strip, from a small town called Yunis. I graduated from Middlebury College in the great state of Vermont, and it's a wonderful state. And I'm here to tell you about a story for some of the victims of the war. Wars are all the same, they're all cruel. They all end up killing so many innocent people in such cruel ways. This time around, I'm going to tell you a brief story about an ordeal that my family had to go through. But I'm sure so many families around the world are going through this, whether in Gaza, whether in Iraq, whether in Afghanistan, and so many other parts. We have agricultural land, small agricultural land near Yunis in Gaza Strip. It's very close to the borders, and that farm is like paradise, has all kinds of trees. My father spends most of his time there, and so do my siblings and my mom. They don't have school. During this last invasion of Gaza over December and January, on Thursday, December 15th, my father, Muhammad, 65, and my two brothers, Ibrahim, 17-year-old college freshman, and Qassab, 28-year-old architect, spent the night there in the house there, and then the next morning, Friday, they got up early, did some of the farm work, and then decided to get home. They waited for the daily lull or ceasefire. That day was from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They started driving, and then very slowly, and then they were shocked to see Israeli tank on the side of the road. The soldiers at the tank didn't stop them. They drove for another about 150 feet, and the soldiers opened fire at them without warning, shooting straight at the passengers. They were shot in the car hit the wall, stopped, the shooting continued. The soldiers ordered them to get out of the car. Qassab got out of the car, was shot, hit with several bullets, collapsed on the ground. Ibrahim was sitting in the back seat, got out of the car, was shot after getting out of the car. And the soldiers' orders was shot in his left leg. And my father was hit with a bullet in his left arm. After over 2 minutes, the shooting finally stopped. Ibrahim and my dad were pinned next to the car on one side, and Qassab was on the ground, face down, on the other side of the car. My dad tried to crawl for Qassab to check on him. He was threatened by the soldiers, ordered not to move, and they shot around him to prevent him from moving. My dad tried to call an ambulance after Ibrahim asked him to do, but the ambulance dispatcher told him that they can't send an ambulance because that area is controlled by the Israeli army, and only the Red Cross could coordinate with the Israelis. The Red Cross started coordinating with the Israelis, kept talking for a long time. The response they always got was negative. My uncle tried to get an ambulance to get there. They almost reached the area, but they were returned by Israeli soldiers. My father called the ambulance over 30 times. He got the same response. He started receiving calls from media outlets, human rights organizations, and he spoke about the ordeal on air, BBC, or Al Jazeera, or Arabian, and several news outlets. And all these people contacted the Israeli army, and the response was negative. No ambulance was allowed to get there. Around 7 p.m. on Friday, 6 hours after the shooting took place, my father noticed that some cats were trying to nibble on Qassab's body. He crawled there despite the soldiers threat of shooting. The soldiers were in a house about 120 feet away. They could see them, hear them. They refused to provide them with any help. They refused to provide them with a sip of water. They refused to provide them with a blanket in a cold January day and night. So my father crawled next to Kassab, hissed the cats away, and realized from Kassab's stiff body that he passed away. He was hit with 18 bullets across his chest, stomach, and arms. He turned him on his back, covered his face with his coat, crawled back next to Ibrahim. Ibrahim asked him, what happened to Kassab, Daddy? Is he still with us? Is he okay? Is he still alive? My dad told him, Kassab is no longer with us. Kassab has passed away. Ibrahim asked him